This story was shared by someone who regularly hiked a trail he had known for years. It wasn't remote. It wasn't dangerous. Just a long, quiet path that looped through dense bushland. The kind of place where you might go to clear your head. Until one afternoon, he heard something that didn't belong there. Welcome to Tales Beyond the Flame. He had been hiking that trail for years. Same route, same pace. It took about 2 hours to complete the full loop, and he usually went late in the afternoon when there were fewer people around. That day started like any other. Clear weather, dry track. A few other hikers passing by early on. Nothing unusual. About halfway through the trail, there was a section where the path narrowed. Dense trees on both sides, limited visibility. It was always quieter there. Sound didn't travel the same way. You could hear things, but not clearly. That's where he first noticed it. A voice, faint, somewhere off the trail. At first, he didn't think much of it. Other people used the area. Someone calling out wasn't strange, but as he kept walking, he realized something. The voice wasn't changing distance. It wasn't getting closer or further away. It was staying exactly the same. No matter how far he moved, he stopped, listened. The voice stopped too. Complete silence. He waited a few seconds, then started walking again, and immediately, the voice came back. Same volume, same direction, like it was matching his movement, staying just out of reach. That's when he turned off the trail. Just a few steps, enough to get a better angle on where the sound was coming from. The voice stopped instantly. Again, he stood there, looking into the trees, but there was nothing there. No movement, no person, no sign of anyone at all. He stepped back onto the trail and started walking. The voice returned, and this time, it said something he understood. His name. He froze, completely still. There was no one around who should have known his name, no one close enough to recognize him. And the voice didn't sound familiar. It wasn't someone he knew, but it wasn't completely wrong either, like it was trying to imitate a human voice, and getting close enough to be convincing. He didn't respond, didn't call back, just stood there, listening. The voice came again, slightly clearer this time, saying his name, but something about it felt off. The timing, the tone, like it didn't fully understand how speech worked. He stepped backwards slowly. The voice didn't follow. It didn't move closer. It just stayed in the same place, repeating. Then suddenly, it changed. The tone shifted, lower, less human, and it said his name again. But this time, it stretched the sound slightly. Too long, too slow, like something repeating a word it didn't understand. That was enough. He turned and started walking faster, back the way he came. The voice stopped, but only for a moment. Then it came again, from a different direction. Ahead of him, this time. Still off the trail, still just out of sight, saying his name. He stopped again, heart racing, because that wasn't possible. There was no way something could have moved that quickly through the trees, not without making noise, not without being seen, and yet, it was there, waiting. He looked around, trying to spot any movement, any sign of someone, anything. But the forest was still, completely still. Then he heard something else. Footsteps, not on the trail, parallel to him, moving through the trees, keeping pace. But the rhythm was wrong, too even, too precise, like something was copying the sound, without understanding how walking actually worked. He didn't wait any longer. He turned and started moving faster, almost jogging now. The footsteps matched him. perfectly, staying just out of sight. The faster he moved, the faster it moved, still hidden in the trees, still matching his pace exactly. Then it stopped again. Suddenly, no footsteps, no voice, just silence. He slowed down, trying to listen, trying to figure out where it had gone. Then, a new sound, closer than before, right beside the trail. A branch snapping. He turned his head slightly, and for a split second, he saw something, not clearly, just movement. Low to the ground, wrong shape, too long, too thin, gone almost instantly. He stopped completely, heart pounding, trying to process what he had just seen. Then, from directly behind him, the voice spoke again, right on the trail this time, right where he had just been standing, saying his name, perfectly, clear, human. He didn't turn around, didn't look, because he understood something in that moment. It wasn't just copying the sound anymore, it was getting better, learning. Each time it spoke, it sounded more real, more accurate. He started running, full speed down the trail, not looking back, not stopping. The voice followed, now from multiple directions, calling his name, overlapping, out of sync, like several versions of the same voice, trying to get it right. The footsteps came back too, but now there were more of them, not just one set, several, all moving at once, all keeping pace, all just out of sight. Then suddenly, they stopped, all at once, complete silence. He kept running, didn't slow down, didn't stop, until he reached the open section near the trail entrance, where other people were, where the trees thinned out, where everything felt normal again. He turned around. The trail behind him was empty, silent, like nothing had ever been there. He didn't go back to that trail for a long time, tried to convince himself it was nothing, just his imagination. But there was one thing he couldn't explain. Something small, but impossible to ignore. When he got home, he checked his phone, missed notifications, messages, and one voicemail from an unknown number, time-stamped while he was on the trail. He played it. At first, there was nothing, just static. Then, a voice, faint, distant, struggling to form words. Then finally, clear enough to understand, his name, repeated, over and over again, in the same broken way he had heard in the forest. But at the very end of the recording, there was something else, a second voice, much clearer, much closer, speaking calmly, almost perfectly. It's learning. The message ended there. He never went back, but sometimes, late at night, when everything is quiet, he still thinks he hears it, not outside, not far away, but close, just out of sight, saying his name, perfectly now, like whatever was in those trees didn't stay there. It just needed time to figure out how to sound human.